So let's begin by trying and understand what being a food consultant is all about. So if you can provide me with a little bit of background on yourself,
Sure.
what you've been doing, where your experience comes from, and what do you do as a food consultant? That would be useful.
My journey started after completing my food tech. I started with an internship in Britannia and then doing a different kind of a jobs at different levels, from canning industries to the dehydrations, confectionaries, then pickles and the spices and every kind of snacks and everything. So altogether from 2003 till year I was 2021 I was working as a professional, and then I after COVID I started my own consultancy. So in consultancy, what I had seen is like when I was on the job, people used to come and ask me how to do this, what to do this. We don't have anyone, so that inspired me to go and to explore the market of this consultancy market. So as I came in, there was a bit struggle also, but what I see is like there are lots of gaps. People want to invest. Right now, also what I see that people are investing blindly, but they are not hiring some of the professionals or something. They want the product. They just roughly calculate that this. I give an example of a potato that it is a 10 rupees or 12 rupees, and they think that they are selling potato chips at 200 rupees or something plus plus. But they don't see the conversion cost or the yield and all such things. They don't have this knowledge and they just invest in it, and there where they get the caps and all those things. So this journey, as I said, they started with the same thing. On the job only I got small offers for the consultancy and I started with that. So with that I've done the projects like npds. For started with the npds, and then I started taking a turnkey projects, establishing some food industries and snacks and spices. And recently I have established, I've taken a turnkey projects of two major industries in French fries, and completed one with the 1 ton per hour, and another one is going on 5 tons per hour. The project is going. That is in North Gujarat.
That's wonderful. So, you obviously look at very wide variety of consulting projects, both in terms of, types of products, but also in terms of size of the project itself, right? Across these, in your observation, what are the top three big challenges that companies face or new entrepreneurs who are investing face?
What majorly I see, then when someone comes with some of a concept or a new ideas or something, or the existing, they find difficulties in marketing, adapting the technology. If they are the existing one, they working in like old structure or old style, right? What happens to adapt to a new technology like ERP systems or something, they're still on the books and everything. Whereas the new ventures are like they have the money, they want to invest, but they don't know what is the way, where the market is, what the technology will be, what the machineries will be, and all such things. They just invest sometime like that only. So, and somewhere the guidance from the government side is also very limited. I can say that they are not about clear about FSI standards. Also, they don't know exactly, and the major hurdles are from the pollution sides. I believe, because what is happening that they are lacking in the knowledge what to do when you set up an industries, and ETP is a must kind of a thing for the food processing where the water is being consumed more. So what happens? They try to avoid it. Why? Because there is lots of when they go to the GPCB or GPCB consultant and they ask for the huge amounts and all such things. What I'd seen it, and not a proper guiding. You have done this. I mean, they always find a mistake. Instead of giving the solutions to the companies or to the person who is approaching them, they say that you have not done, you have not done this, you have not done. You have to pay this penalty, this and that. So they don't guide it in the correct way how to purify the water and how to go that. So that's the biggest challenge I found it, rather than FSI or other things. That this GPCB pollution control board.
Okay. What do you see as again the top three big opportunities for North Gujarat in food processing? Which areas, what kind of, is it for existing players? Is it for new players? What do you perceive there?
See, the crops which are being grown over there are potato, peanuts, and some of the others like isabgools and this cumin and other spices are also there. So they are there is a well, but what happens? They are like one person has set up a French fries industries. Everybody wants to go in that direction also. They are not looking for the other technology or other things which are available. Now there is a demand for the potato granules also, but nobody is going in that. Potato starch industries, there are only potato starch, 2 or 3 starch industries over here. They are not more than that. That is a huge investment, maybe because of that also. But there are not too many like that. And peanut processing, everybody is going behind the peanut butter or the oil, but not the other parts which we can, peanut protein is there and all such thing extractions are there. There are very few industries which are processing in that. Again, coming to the cumin, all the cumin will be processed over here or the grading and everything will be done and send it to the south to extract the oleoresins. They are not doing over here. They don't know, or maybe what, like I don't know, nobody's approached, so I also don't know about it. But what I had seen, this is the happening in North Gujarat, even in coriander also, where the actually MP is very good in that, but still the market is unja. So all this isabgul is also same thing. Now the problem challenges for them is the tariff which they have got, and other spices are also there, but there is an imbalance of technology with the production.
And the main reason for that is what? Mindset or lack of awareness
Lack
or
of awareness, I believe.
yeah. So in
Lack
your
of
opinion,
awareness.
what may be ways to create more awareness around all the different product areas, that they could leverage, North Gujarat entrepreneurs could leverage?
See, entrepreneurs are ready to invest, but they don't know where to go, how to go. If we can support in that way, कि भाई, there is not only one product, you can make it from the potato or the spices or something other peanuts. There are n number of products. There is this much demand is there in the market. We are importing some of them, we are exporting also, but we don't know how to approach that market also, and what is the demand. If the demand is there, but obviously the person will invest in that.
Mhm. Okay. All right. If you could, again, you work in multiple product categories, right? And size categories as well. Can you give almost like a case story on a completely new entrant to the food technology business, and you know what was that business, what was the vision all about, and how did you help them to get into it successfully, and how big is that business? If you don't want to take the name of the business, that's all right, but at least give us the profile and walk us through that. So first let's talk about a new entrant, and then we can go into a couple of other areas that help to show how you approach a particular uh, consulting need, and then how do you support the business to
Yeah.
get there.
In past, I mean, one of my project was there. They were doing small trading of the food products. They were the actually the background was their construction and the laminate, I mean plastic sides, I can say that. They wanted to venture into this food productions, so they started with potato processing only. And when they started, they didn't had a market, but they want to anyhow invest it and everything. So what difficulties they found out before approaching me also or anyone, they just procure potato, and they what happened, without knowing what varieties and how to procure it, they just procure it from someone else. And when we started the trials also, they found out that what they have bought it was much higher. There was a commissions in between, rates were higher, the varieties were mixed. They didn't know all such things, so that was the difficulties. And as they came into the, I mean, all the plant setups and everything, everything was done and trials were taken and everything. They didn't had a market as such. So I see people contact me for the market also. I mean, you do you have anyone who produces this? So I just linked up them with that also. And now the thing is that they are packed. Actually, it's just 1 ton plant, 1 ton per hour plant of French fries. But now the thing is that they are exporting. Within a year, they have got the market linkage slowly, slowly. They are participating in all the exhibitions. They were not participating. They started participating in exhibitions. They approached all the suppliers and the buyers in Gulf and everything. Now they are getting orders. So that's where they grow that way. See,
So,
there
so
should be an input from the owners also. Only employees, if you believe that employees will do or something like that, but initial stage they required attention also. So what they I liked about them, they were ready to do that also.
okay.
That's why they
So
succeeded.
right. So what do you think were the biggest the contributions that you made? What were the biggest contributions, and how did you go about actually enabling them to, take that advice and actually implement it? What role did you play there? Can you talk a little bit in detail about that?
Uh, See, as I said, from the raw material to the processing and packaging, I played a role. I mean, to installation of the machines, buying of the machines, everything from the layouts to the buying of the machines, identifying the correct suppliers later on, not the before. And then approaching the right market. This was the things which I helped in them to do that. In processing also, I helped them to hire. They were not from the industry, so they don't know whom to hire, how to hire, and all such things. Developed an SOPs of the whole plant, each and every machinery's process, and these things. So to make it in a system, instead of making it like just processing it, I made a system for that. Everything was noted down, documented, so it was easy to understand them also, and it was like automated kind of a thing without a hurdles of the owners who don't know have an experience of this. The plant used to run now smoothly with the proper professionals and everything. So I help them in getting the right product with the right percentage of yield and everything.
Right. Um, how difficult or easy is it to hire the right kind of professionals in the Gujarat area? What's your experience been?
I didn't find it as such difficult. We need to scrutinize too many people and then take an interview and slowly. So the thing is that the 50% of staff is from outside of the Gujarat. 50 or more I can say that. The reason maybe we don't want to keep it a mix. I mean local people all together. What we find it in the past also, like I can take example of this Tata Nano, where they find it difficulties when hiring all the locals, their unions, and there is something happened in the past. So these things are there. So even owners advise that we want 50-50 staffs only, so that my plants do not come to a halt when the difficulties are there. And yes, when I see some of the staffs are very enthusiastic and they want to work hard, but some of them I don't want to work hard. So it's like a mix and match. But it's not that difficult to hire anyone professionals. Yeah, budget is there, then it is not a constraint.
Right. All right. So thank you. I think that was a good case story. Can we try and understand a case story where it wasn't a regular product, but a much more innovative product, and how did you enable? So, for example, you said oleoresins, right? I mean, obviously it's not your run of the mill product. It is an exceptional product, both in the value addition that happens there, and also perhaps in the market, and much more niche market and so on. So is there any such case story that you could illustrate for us?
See, as such, seasoning market, I will talk about spices. Oleoresins, I haven't done any project yet, but I know about it. And one such client was planning to do it, but again, he had some budget constraints. So he settled with, he was already in a trading of the spices. and he used to exports to UK, but he wants to develop the Indian market and all the UK or the even the Europeans and the US market. So, but he was finding difficulties in the pesticides and everything what currently the people are facing it. So what he approached, he got rejected 2 containers also for the Jira from the Europe. So he had an office in Europe also. So what he did, like some of them he sold up to the Gulf or something like that, or African or something. But some which was left over here, which was not yet dispatched, we tried to make product out of it. We sterilized it. I mean, again, after keeping it for sometimes the pesticides effects are get less. So what we did, we wanted to venture into new market. Oleoresins was quite difficult for them to do it. So we started in a seasoning. So with the seasonings, we approached the local players where the seasonings are being sold and it is much more adulterated, if you know that. Adulterated in the sense that what extract, I mean, if you, not adulteration in the form of the mixing of the other spices, but in the form of the value of it. When you can put a 5 to 10% of the seasoning in a product, the people will mix more sugar, salt or something maltodextrins, and what they will do, you have to put 10-15%. So these things were in the practice actually. So what we came up with, like getting the best out of it, giving the best products with lesser. We explained to the buyers that what seasoning we are offering is this, and that way we come up, and now they are doing good in that. So blending of the spices, now they are even roasting it and other byproducts. I mean, value added products we are making now from it. Instead of only selling the raw, now we are doing this, and now they are selling it to the big players in India only.
Okay, that's excellent. What were the biggest challenges in this particular project for you
The
as a consultant, working with the entrepreneur, and how did you help the entrepreneur, overcome those challenges?
the first of all thing was to build a trust between me and them. It was the biggest challenge for me, because any new or this thing is the trust. If they trust in me, then they will invest. So it was the first thing which, after they did that, I mean, the trust was built. Then what I started is like exploring which are the other value added products which we can go for. One of the spices, one was the like marketing, like B2B, going for a D2C and everything like that. We started in that. So that challenges we overcome. We overcome the costing parts, everything, which was a problem again. That person is selling at this price, you are selling at this price, and all sorts of things. I mean, market size, the problem was there. Then again, the finding the right raw materials also, because seasonings we required flavors or the oleoresins also. So that we got it the correct suppliers from the south and everything. We blended it, and then the other challenges were the staff and everything. So all creating all the SOPs. The owners were also like satisfied what we have developed and given to them. And as I said, now they are doing well by their own.
Right. Okay. Any advice that you have for any new entrepreneur who wants to get into food tech? How they
I
should
would
approach it, what they should look at, in terms of creating their own space in the larger sector.
in the larger sectors now, see the data are available in like on the nets. They should collect it. They are collecting. In fact, now they are more knowledgeable. Also, the new generations which are coming up with these things. But still, they lag in something, like they think that when the data is there, everything is there. But when they approach it, where they lag somewhere. I mean, the gap between the governments and the licensing things, or the getting the right knowledgeable persons, right technology, what are the machineries, which where to buy it from. So these are the things which I think they are lacking at. If I say I wanted to do a processing of something like namkeens or chips or something like that, there are n numbers of players over here in China, everywhere, or the French fries, whatever the machineries are. But what happens? They go after the price of the machineries. One I would like to share one such case study is that one person wanted to come into a French fries. and the cost of European machineries are much higher. In that time, the Indian R&D was not there that much. The machineries were not there. There was one player, but he did not succeed that much in that.
So you
Yeah,
were saying there was just one player in the Indian market and he wasn't very successful in the machinery
yeah,
part. Yeah.
because he was
Hmm.
new into that. And then they bought it from the China. And what happened? They were not getting the visas. I mean, Chinese engineers, service engineers were not getting the visas from here. So that plant was lying idle for 1.5 years. After that, they were able to install it. So this kind of things are there. They buy it, everything, but they don't know what are the other hurdles which they will be facing it. So this kind of things are there. So I would suggest that each and everyone should go in everything. Like what are the policies? There are benefits also. Lots of benefits are being given by government. They don't know. They don't know whom to approach, how to approach. So if we have something like we always say that there is a one platform for doing business in government, everything, but they don't go there, or they hardly know how to approach anyone over there. So machineries wise, we can see like whenever I go to any sites from the China, they have everything. Made in China is a site where you will find everything over there. We don't have anything like that from Indian government or something. You find it like machineries, or you want some persons knowledgeable or something. If we have that kind of thing, then it will be easy for the new entrepreneurs to easily get in with the reasonable price also. China is like they are very reasonable. I mean, how cheap they are able to give us, I don't know. And what happens, even our machinery suppliers, if they are the successful, then what will they raise the prices? They'll not keep it to that level so that the new entrant comes in. So that's where the problems are there in this our Indian market.
So is it related to that? Most of the food tech equipment, is that still coming from China or is it Europe? Or is it that now you have a lot happening in India? What's the status of that?
I can say that the big players still depends on the Europe, the big, very big players who are there in.
And why is
And
that, in your opinion?
the reason is the positions or the perfectness what they give, which we are not yet able to develop that thing. People are coming up now. There are, I can say, 4, 5 suppliers of the machineries, good machineries in India also. But again, that trust and reliability, it will take time to develop. So I can say the 50% is being bought from this 40 to 50% from Europe, the big players, and 30% is from the China, and hardly 10 to 15% from India. That is the huge plants. When it comes to a small plants, most of them go to China, where the budgets are small. Most of them go to China, where the 80% of machines are bought from the China.
Is
Not
that
only in food, but I've seen every sector. I have seen this.
okay? And is that is more happening in that smaller capacity
Yes.
equipment in India now?
Yeah, yeah, it is happening, still happening.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. This was very, very useful. I really appreciate your time again. And I hope that we
Thank you.
can reach out to you in the future as well. We would actually love to see if there is a way for us to document maybe 3 to 4 really good case studies working with you where you can share details and we can help document it and
Sure, yeah,
put that
love
out
to.
there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
would?
yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So we will reach back then. In the meantime, thank you again.